Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to an episode of Tatami Talk. My name is Juan. This is Rich Porter Anthony. This is Judo Podcast for Judo players by two Judo players. And as you can see, we have a very special guest today. My brown brother from the Great White North, the Sambo sucker, the Sumo thrower. All right. My boy, Kristian, is in the house. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ba, 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 ba. Holiday episode. All right.
Yeah.
So, Kristian, normally I ask Anthony, get out of here, Anthony. Normally I ask Anthony this. But, Kristian, how you doing, brother?
Well, since I'm in Canada, I will say hello,
Freezing
bonjour.
your ass off. Oh, bonjour.
Hello, bonjour. Bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm here in Nanaimo, BC. I'm not actually in my home in Vancouver. I'm doing the National Coaching Certification Level 2 dojo instructor. So actively improving the judo.
I remember you mentioning it to me, and it's just so different from what we have here in the States. So
I want to say we did, but we did have a guest, I think. I think we did a year-end episode, not a really Christmas.
Yeah.
Because the last time we did a not pub quiz, but last time we did like a quiz one is when I had shoulder surgery and I got out the hospital just in time for his Bridgetown. And who did we have with us? Was it just Bridgetown with us that day?
Yeah, I think it was Bridgetown.
Yeah.
And maybe Scott, was it Scotty or
maybe Scotty or maybe Peter, one of those two. But yeah, I rushed back. I just got taken out the hospital. They just released me. I'm like, I gotta get home. I gotta get home in time to do the show. Yeah,
I just know Kristian messaged me and he was like begging me. He was like, all I want for Christmas is to be on Tatami Talk for Christmas. So, here we are.
Merry Christmas, mother. All right, so Kristian, I just want to know how you're doing and stuff. I see you be doing that sumo in the beach and stuff. You're doing your sambo. You're doing judo. How's all your grappling going? And you doing all these crazy things?
It's going well. Trying to do it all. They added at my judo club, Kensington Judo. We have sumo, freestyle wrestling, judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which is run by the nonprofit people in town that run out of our space.
Wait, you're telling me BJJ is doing a nonprofit? Are you sure they're BJJ? Yes. Are they sick or something? Are they feeling all right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we're doing it nonprofit, so it's all under our one membership, so everybody can do it all.
Wow.
My Sambo thing is gonna move to Kensington in the new year. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's going well. Just like continuing on the Sambo thing, it's going to be nice to have not run at the university for like my own personal commute, and to get a more consistent like cohort of people for Sambo wrestling is nice. Sumo is nice. It's getting bigger. There's talk of a Canadian nationals. So if I can be a national champion in something, maybe it's gonna be sumo.
The sumo brother, my sumo brother out there.
Yeah.
So if you guys do a straight up national like sumo, is it gonna be like just straight OB only, or you gonna wear like little shorts underneath, or what?
I think at the they did a Seattle tournament because Seattle has two sumo clubs, and one of them hosted. They ran the amateur rules. Amateur rules allow for nothing under the mawashi and like compression shorts.
Okay,
so you can do either.
Interesting.
How is sumo classes run? Like, who teaches it? Like, is there some sort of set curriculum? And I feel like there's not as much access to sumo stables in Japan, like versus here. Like, Kano sent people out for judo, and that's how the traditional judo instruction kind of trickled. But how does it work in sumo?
It's really ad hoc in our area. Like, there's two clubs, soon to be one, because the instructor of the one, who is an offshoot of
the other one,
he's moving away. So classic jiu-jitsu, judo things that happen for clubs. But yeah, it's like just like wrestling, judo, people with almost no experience. Some people that had been to Japan had some experience, or really a motley crew. Like, you don't really need, at least for us, for what we've seen, we don't really need that much experience. As long as you know the rule set, you can just do it and kind of mimic training methods.
I feel like that's the worst. Sorry.
Well, here's the funny thing. This is what I get some of my sumo friends mad about, because they'll post like sumo highlights. Cause like I love sumo. I watch it. Anthony watches it too. But I'm like, God damn, look at Uchimata right there. He goes, no, that's not
Kakenage.
Uchimata. That's a something
It's
instead one.
Kakenage.
Yeah, it's
Kakenage.
Kakenage one. I'm just like, man, whatever. Uchimata might.
God, sumo's older than judo, so
Yeah.
gotta respect it.
Yeah. Do you use a lot of judo when you do your sumo? You're like, I'm a Uchimata the shit out of this guy. I'm a Tani Otoshi this fool
I'm
right
gonna
here.
Ippon these guys.
Ippo, oh, can you imagine? I've seen it a few times. Could you imagine Ippo and a big old sumo dude?
Well, in amateur
there's weight
sumo, there's weight
classes.
classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Amateur, there's weight classes.
And
You're not
we
all
do-
going at the same time. No Royal Rumble of sumo.
No. To be honest, the room that we normally practice out of is in the Japanese language hall here in Vancouver, or back home in Vancouver, and it's very small and it's on puzzle mats.
Oh my God.
And the edge of the dohyo is like one mat length away from sliding glass doors. So it's
Just play to the
pretty
death.
sketchy.
Just get him, bah, 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 bah. Just one slap across the face right through the window.
So do you guys do any of the pre-practice rituals that they do for sumo and stuff like that?
How do you clean all the
Shiko.
salt up?
Shiko. We do Shiko.
No. I'm not talking about the
Kuriashi.
training. I'm talking about the rituals. Like, like you gotta like purify the ring and all that kind of stuff. No. Okay.
We're very Canadian style sumo.
Canadian. So you're not tossing salt or nothing.
You just sweep the dohyo with a hockey stick and
they put some maple syrup on it.
No one's
purify it
using a
with maple
sword or
syrup.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of Turkish oil wrestling, it's Canadian
Maple syrup
wrestling.
wrestling. These guys are so sticky. I can't get my hands off of them.
All right.
It's been productive. Like the group has hosted its own tournament separate to the like Japanese summer festival, has had it for I want to say at least 20 years of sumo tournaments
Nice.
done in that summer festival. And then we hosted our own, and I think we will host our own here again. We had athletes that came from Seattle to compete in the one that we hosted for ourselves. Yeah, so that part is growing. Yeah, so overall, like all grappling stuff is kind of going well.
What
Body needs to be able to.
I'm really curious
Stay
what
involved.
kind of people walk in through the door. So because for judo you have like, oh, I'm interested in the sport, or like self-defense, MMA, but like no one's gonna be like, I want to go to MMA with sumo, or I want to learn sumo for self-defense, right? So I'm really curious, what do you have, like these Japanophiles, weebs walking in, or like sumo fans, or
We get a lot of Japanese Canadians.
Okay.
So there's like lots of Japanese Canadians because we run out of the Vancouver Language School. I think there's a little bit more exposure there. To be honest, these sessions are drop in, so they're done via Eventbrite. So a lot of there's a crowd of people that actually look at what's going on.
So it's a scam. You're telling me it's a scam.
And so people show up from Eventbrite. They're like, I saw what was going on. I looked on Eventbrite and I saw sumo. I was like, I should try that. And we've done bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, like have booked us out to do.
Really?
Yeah.
That is great.
The groom got hurt too.
that was what I was going to say. Like, what about
He
the
was really happy
insurance and
about it.
liability?
I wasn't there, so I'm not exactly sure.
How close to the wedding was the bachelor party? It's tomorrow with broken arm.
I was going to say that will never happen here in the States because of all the lawsuits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, here's another fun question. Who's the biggest guy, like weight class? Who's the biggest in the sumo club and the smallest in the sumo club?
The smallest in the sumo club, I think, is one of the co-founders, Kayla. They are probably like 5 foot, maybe hard to tell their weight. They're like maybe 140. They're not light per se, but they are small. And the heaviest person is probably around 100 kilos. Sometimes we get bigger people, but the tallest one is about 6'4", 100 kilos. There might be someone else who weighs about what he weighs, but not as tall.
All right. So you got like no super big guys then. I'm not talking about like E Honda looking fools.
No.
So, what is the injury rate like? I'm just really curious. Like,
We're all
you
in the
guys get hurt?
sumo.
I got concussed from the tournament
Brother.
that we hosted, but that's because like we were on the edge and we were both on the belt, and he like
Yeah.
belly blasted me, and we just went like that.
Oh,
Oh,
like
man.
like Koku. Damn, I forgot his name because he retired. Giku-chan. I call him Giku-chan. The guy with the big belly that belly butts people out. Was he doing that?
Shodai does that. pretty
Shoda
well.
does that? Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been watching him. I don't remember seeing him doing that.
Well, he's not doing so well right now.
Man, Koto Shogiku. That's his
With the
name.
Shogiku.
Yeah. Well, he was one of my favorites. So,
But not too many injuries actually. A couple of concussions, but honestly, like nothing catastrophic.
okay.
So
Do you plan to come to the U.S. Open or USA Nationals, whatever they call it, the tournament they have down here in California, in LA?
for sumo,
Yeah.
I still have, other than like vacation things of being down in California already, like the American Catch Wrestling one that I went to.
Mhm.
I've never traveled for a tournament, so
Oh, how was that? Because we got invited to that, but I had no
It's-
interest.
It's always weird because I always want to go to it, but it's always the same time as Winter Nationals, and that's my priority. And then they'll let me
Yeah.
know like 2 weeks before, like, hey, would you guys like to come to our catch wrestling tournament 2 weeks before the tournament? I'm like, who? Like, I need some time to train, brother.
it was good.
How was that? It was good.
I realized that because of the rule set, because it's essentially like folk style wrestling plus submissions,
Mhm.
and you don't get pinned in a closed guard.
Okay.
The matches were 5 minutes long, and a lot of my matches went pretty long, so I was like gas tank was like bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And like it was very interesting that like all the judo or freestyle wrestling like get used to not kind of like if it kind of stalls out, like, okay, it'll come back to the feet, but that's not how it works in folk style wrestling or this kind of catch wrestling. So
Yep.
I think I almost got an armbar in my first match. I was just too tired to pull the arm straight. It was like the judo one, like
Yeah,
the
like
Juji
on
Gatami
your-
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like a forward roll or the from the
Like what Neil Adam likes to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, from the turtle then. Not
Yeah.
not the one we teach at Hollywood to people. So
I almost got that, and then I like failed on that, bellied out, and just got face cranked. And the second one got pinned, but I was like pretty much done by then.
That sucks. Fatigue just sucks, man.
Yeah,
That's one of
Like,
my
I
biggest
could
fears when I compete.
Drop Seo. The grip slipped on that second match. Yeah, but he did go over. He just caught himself forward.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
it wasn't tight. It wasn't tight enough, and he spun out basically.
Unlike at the beach wrestling thing that I did, I hit the drop Seo on it and landed.
Oh,
Nice. And then the Sambo. So you're doing Sambo. Do you compete in Sambo up there? You guys have like tournaments or whatnot?
There was one a couple of years ago. I had registered to do the one that was supposed to be this year in May, but they canceled it. I was so glad I didn't book my flights or my accommodations because they canceled it kind of close.
Oh,
So I'm unsure. It was the Sambo Nation group. So they're like, it used to be called Sambo Texas. There's a group out there run by Julian. They're doing good things, running a lot of tournaments and hosting. They have a lot of gyms in their affiliation. But yeah, they were supposed to do one this year. It didn't happen. So maybe it will happen next year. I have an athlete who was going to do it with me, but he does judo and sambo. So he just got silver. He got silver at the last judo tournament, and he got silver at the previous one to that. So in the last 2 months, he competed a lot. So
nice. Now, when you do Sambo, is it like very official? Like you have to wear this Sambo jacket, these Sambo shorts, and these shoes, or what do they let you? What do they?
I feel like it, at least in North America, it's going to be pretty laissez-faire. Like as long as it's like a judo gi or jujitsu gi or sambo kurka top and shorts and barefoot or sambo shoes. Even
Sambo
wrestling
shoes
shoes
are-
might fly.
Okay, I was about to ask, like, can I just wear wrestling shoes? What
I
if I
think
just wear
you're
old, what if I go old school? What if I just wear a nice like freestyle? No, Greco singlet. Okay, a blue Greco singlet with a blue judo top. Okay.
we had a we had a wrestler come through the Sambo class this term, and one day he showed up in half singlet and Kirka top.
That's old. That's what I. Not that I grew up doing sambo stuff, but that's the kind of sambo I used to watch.
Yeah,
Like the whole thing about these new, like I told you before in the show, but the the new like special gi top that they have and the shorts that they wear. And she was like, before, like it was just you wore a wrestling singlet, a blue judo gi or red judo gi top, and just wrestling shoes. That's what you did.
historically, Sambo Kirka tops were white,
Uh huh.
Oh,
so they became colored later,
Yeah.
and they brought back the white Kirka top for beach Sambo.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
'Cause I was saying, I haven't seen a white one in a long time. All right. So we've been talking about all your grappling, all this stuff. So right now, where are you right now doing your coaching training?
I am because I'm doing just the dojo instructor level, so NCC National Coaching Certification Program, NCCP 2.
Mm-hmm.
I did NCCP 1. Let's see here. NCCP 1.
I thought you
And,
had a folder of
NCCP 1 in 2020. And then I wasn't able to take the exam because of the pandemic. So I took the exam, the on-mat exam. The test person came to my dojo in 2021 November to finally make me an official coach. But I took the course, and then we were supposed to do the on-mat like evaluation. But I did this in January of 2020.
and that's given out by Judo Canada.
Yeah. It's also through the locker. It's like it's multi-sport, like these kind of things.
Yeah, like in most first world countries, they have like some sort of stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Anthony, stop talking shit right now, okay?
So we had to do a couple things like the ethical decision making, like read through this thing and do a test. And I think there was another one in here because there's like a whole giant packet
Can you
of
fail it?
materials. So that was for level 1. Now as someone who has level 1 going for level 2, I had to do a nutrition course prior, like a little online thing that had little mini quizzes. It was pretty basic. If you didn't know anything about nutrition, I think it might be useful, but I did my degree in biology and took a nutrition course.
Yeah, I
during my
feel
degree.
like
So,
nutrition, not to turn it into a thing, but like those courses, like I went through the BJA one because it's like posted online, right? Like you said, it's so basic. It's like I think it's literally for people who just eat fast food all day. Like growing up, like if they know nothing about nutrition, then it's helpful. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, you should have a balanced diet, that kind of stuff. Like people know that. And so what is the difference between level 1 and level 2? And do you need this to coach? Because I know you've been teaching
you do.
already, right? So
Yeah.
you're just saying you had to take the test because of COVID. So were you like, do we have to report you to the cops, the Canadian cops, or
damn it, Anthony.
So I had been teaching sort of by myself with my original instructor when he is available, Sambo, for the last 4 years. January would have been 4 years at UBC. But like you can help out I helped out at UBC Judo.
helped out? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't teach, like the main 2 instructors there. I'm just also there. Like once I got black belt, I've been helping out at this club for a while because that's the club I started at. Like watching the beginners, all that. Once I got NCCP 1 dojo assistant level, then like if sensei gets sick, I am allowed to be like the main coach, but it's not supposed to be all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very, very rare. But I'm allowed to be like, I'm trained per whatever.
So you're not allowed to start your
are.
own judo program or dojo?
No, I have to be a dojo instructor level, of course, to be a Judo Canada certified club, and I have to be Nidan.
Okay.
So with this and my Nidan, I could open up my own club per Judo Canada and be like
Okay.
a registered head sensei, and not just be like Joe Schmo's judo that is not registered.
Yeah, so so that happens in Canada too, where you can run a judo club without being certified or being affiliated to Judo Canada.
Yeah, you couldn't like submit anybody to go for EQ and then collect points through Judo Canada.
What about to tournaments? Do you have unaffiliated people going to tournaments? Because
You can be unaffiliated if you're a black belt, but not below. Like if my club disbands or like I move away
yeah,
and I go join Judo Ontario, I can probably join as an unaffiliated black belt.
okay, but you have your rank through Judo Canada. But I'm saying, if you start a club that's unaffiliated, can your students go compete in?
No, he just said no.
I don't think so.
Yeah. He didn't say no to that.
Yes, he did.
If you read between the lines, I think you could probably figure it out.
No,
Although,
that's good.
like, I don't know.
That's a good
There's
thing.
no
that they
day
don't
of
allow it.
insurance, I think. Like the BC wrestling, the beach wrestling thing, I got day of insurance. So for that.
Because this is something I was wanting to talk, make an episode about in the future, maybe. But we've been seeing with the advent of smooth comp, we've been seeing a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu people and unaffiliated people signing up for judo tournaments, and they'll show up and do like shit that is really, let's just say, borderline illegal, or not know the rules or something like that. So, and we see that in the tournament because it's like blah blah blah, Gracie Baja Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's like, okay, do they even have a judo program? And it's like, who's teaching it? Do they have a coaching license? Like, so it's, and Smooth Comp is supposed to verify that you have, they do verify that you have a judo membership, but they don't verify whether your school's affiliated.
Yeah, that they don't do.
So if I took my wife who doesn't train, I can sign her up I could be like, oh, buy a USA Judo membership and go sign up for that tournament next week. Like that could literally happen, and then she could like go Kani Basami someone.
You don't need to put a club in for when you do a USA Judo membership, for
not
example?
all the no, you don't have to. They're happy to take your money for no reason.
I think in Judo Canada you need, well, we're lucky because we have one org, but you need a club if you want to get the Judo Canada membership.
Because then unaffiliated wouldn't happen. And also I know these Gracie Baja, whatever Gracie gyms are not USA Judo affiliated, because you go on USA Judo or USJA, USJF, you can search up where the clubs are that are registered with them, and they're not there. So it's, I don't know. I just personally, I think it's not a big problem yet, but it's like an accident waiting to happen, and then it'll be like, oh, who could have saw this coming? You know, like
Tatami Talk. That's who.
Because traditionally, when you sign up before Smooth Comp, it's like you need your sensei to sign off. You need a shodan to sign off that you know the rules. You're not going to do something stupid.
Well, not always, because I would say back when I was a white belt, a long, long time ago, you would still get guys that were like from Gracie something, blah, 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 show up at tournaments, and they would sometimes just, because they show up the day of, they're just like,
but
okay,
they have someone vouch for them, or the tournament director vouches for them, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But now I hear people see people on Reddit saying, I'm going to sign up for a judo tournament next week. Like, you know, like, so I just think that's a liability, given, certain I don't want to, I already had to spend I spent half the day yesterday cutting out most of the complaints I had about the referees and stuff at the tournament. So
we and the coaching thing today, someone was talking about, because they're a referee, and they were, I think, the head of their provincial org. They were like, oh yeah, we always got to watch these American athletes come over to our events, and they're juniors and they can do drop throws, but they're not allowed here. Under a certain rank in Judo Canada.
Double knee, right? So one knee is okay.
Drop seo, is not allowed.
Yeah, but this is why it's so, people are like, oh, I don't care what it's called because it's drop seo or so. It's like, okay, there is a difference. There is a difference. So, because if you say drop seo, then and equate drop seo to seo Otoshi, then one knee is still seo Otoshi. But I think USJF just banned it for the juniors, but they say double knee
That's
is not
good.
allowed. Double knee is not allowed, but one knee is allowed. So is that the
For
same
us,
for Judo Canada?
for us, it's Sutemi Waza. So that would be
But drop
like
seo is not
Sutemi Waza
Tatami
and
technically.
drop throws. So throws have to be standing. If you're, I'm most familiar. I teach adult novices mostly.
Yeah.
So adult novice, you can't drop or Sutemi Waza below Sankyu, below our green belt, Judo Canada green belt.
You know what I'm talking about though, right? Dropping to one knee and then rolling to the side, like pushing to the side and roll.
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
That would not be allowed. You drop to a knee.
Yeah. So okay, that
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We also
I think that's too much, but
we also don't allow you can grip behind the collar, but if you cross the center line, it's not allowed.
Yeah, they tried doing that. Didn't work out for us.
I think dropping to one personally, I think dropping to one knee is safer than standing and then dropping on top of them. Does that make sense?
I think if you standing and like really threw yourself and landed on top of them, I think that would also not be allowed.
What?
What? What?
Yeah.
What? Get out of here!
You're
Oh, you
supposed
might
to
as well
feel
do
control.
So you're telling me it's Sambo
Control.
rules basically.
Yeah, it's like very, very basic, like upright, mostly standard gripping is allowed for the adult novice below Sankyu, below green belt.
So you're taking this course right now, and Anthony kind of asked it, but we didn't go through it a little bit. But so you took this course. What would happen if you failed the first course? Would you have to retake it again? Do you have to like wait a year or something? What would
Is it actually hard? Like, because the USA version, all the three organizations version of the coaching course is literally just. I'm just going to say they're just taking your money for sitting in the classroom. You can't fail it. They're almost impossible.
No, I think you could fail it.
Okay.
Yeah, like this is like what we're doing for the DI, but like we have our like like lots of things.
It's like a tax sheet.
Yeah, and at least for when I did my DA, my dojo assistant, they came out and they like watched me run the class, and they will do that again probably for my DI. It's just a little bit more involved. And
I wish they did that here, but I take that back. I don't wish that they did that here because of the way
it's a little limiting in that, like, if I failed this one, I have to wait till the next one. And if I lived in like a more rural place, like we have one participant who lives pretty rural place in British Columbia, and he flew here to do it. So if he fails, the next one is not that far away. Just he came to this one because he was unsure when the next one would be, but he'd have to go to a different location.
Well, you can't go home if you fail. Okay.
You have to walk home.
No, it's like I guess I grew up watching a lot of Chinese cultural media, and like, you know, back in the old day, you would go take the civil service test. Like you're from a village, you're go take a civil service test, and if your whole village like pulled together all this money for you to travel and take the test, and if you fail, you just can't go back basically because you're so ashamed. Or they give you a lot of money to travel to find a wife somewhere for dowry, and then you lose all the money, and then you can't go back to the village. So. Yeah.
So are you paying for these classes on your own, or is your dojo helping you out since you might be teaching there?
For the first one, the head sensei of UBC helped me out. She paid for it. This one,
how much does it cost?
Well, I don't know, like $300.
Oh, that's not cheap.
It's not cheap. Yeah. This one I paid out of pocket for.
Okay.
These things also have like points considerations for gradings. Like when I was EQ and I got DA, dojo assistant, it gave me 25 points towards my black belt, and it gave me 10 points per year in addition to the 25 for being active. So it's not an insignificant amount, so it's
Yeah.
a nice incentive. Like
Oh my God. It's almost like they're trying to do something to grow judo in Canada.
but
Who would have thought?
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I was in 2020. I guess I was just about to be a yeah. I was still an EQ then, but or maybe I was a Shodan then. Whatever it was, I didn't do the DI because they didn't give. I was gaming the points.
Yeah.
Now that I'm
But
knee
you
down,
listened to the episode, huh?
now that I'm knee down, I'm going to get another 25 points. And I'm going to get the additional points per year. And if I had done, because there's a couple of people doing their combo DADI, which is available, I don't get double points.
Okay.
So what's your plan now that once you get this second level coaching certificate? Are you going to open up your own gym or just start teaching classes
just
yourself?
I will assist. I want to assist my club, Kensington Judo. Like if some of the instructors get sick, I'm allowed to be the head instructor. Like open the doors, like run a class, and like the insurance is fine with that.
See, this is a good judo player right now. Here, he's not one of these guys like, oh, I'm gonna get my black belt. Now I'm gonna go open up my own gym, or I got my black belt. Peace out, guys. This is a guy who gives back to the community right here. This is why I love this little motherfucker. All right, or this big motherfucker. He's about the same size as me.
I think
I love this guy right here. Look at this. Look at us giving back to the community. I love this
he
shit.
lives in Vancouver. I mean, there's a lot of dojos already. I think with the rent and everything, it's probably not financially feasible to open up a different dojo. But if you move to like Calgary or something, then probably could use another judo club out there. So are these courses? Do you think these courses are actually useful? Like, honestly, you actually think so?
I took some notes from today, and like there's good stuff in here. I think definitely the DA is less intensive than the DI. So yeah, I think the DI is also because it's the instructor thing. It kind of pays more attention to considerations of being head sensei or like a little. We touched on a little bit of competition, like development. Of like seasonality, like how to push your athletes, peaking them, and like kind of going back.
Yeah, I think any sort of coaching program that does not talk about periodization is like trash, basically. So, it's in every sport. Like every single sport talks about it. It's like from the Soviet era. There's no reason you shouldn't talk about it. It's tried and true. So you mentioned that they come and watch your class and stuff for the evaluation. That doesn't happen for level 2.
I think it does because I saw someone in our dojo. He moved here from Japan, and I think he probably got his black belt recognized by Judo Canada, and so he was getting for him to lead the class by himself. He needed this certification, so he did it. And I saw that the examiner didn't come to watch. He recorded the class and submitted it. So I don't know if
why can't we do
the examiner is going to come?
Why can't we do that here? I don't understand. But
they threatened you. USA Judo threatened to come and watch you. Remember, you got mad at it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they did when you applied for it. When you had your mentorship guy.
Mentorship guy. I'm trying to remember who you're talking about.
when you did your USA, I remember this because you laughed about it. When you were doing USA Judo coaching certificate and you did the online version, they were saying you told me they had this mentorship guy. And you have to record your class and something and show them.
Oh right, I need to dig that up. I think I just ignored him.
Yeah,
I just ignored him.
So don't be saying, I wish you did this in the US when they threatened you with it and you're like, oh, peace out. Nah, spam folder.
No, we'll talk about it next episode. I'm making a note about it because I forgot about that. I need to look it up. I gotta remember why, because I think it's a good idea. I need to know why. It's all the idea is good. It's the implementation that was bad, basically. So, but how many people do you know actually just like, hey guys, today I'm going to record and submit this. We're gonna run class differently just so I pass the test. You know,
everyone on their best behavior. All right.
Definitely
check your watches when you do Uchikomi. You know, like
when that was said, like, oh, we're gonna put the camera in the corner and record, like, this is for his dojo instructor course. Like, let's be good.
Yeah. Did they have to sign media release waivers or anything? Because that would have to happen here. No. Okay.
They talked like, if anyone doesn't want to be on camera, like, feel free to leave.
Feel free
Yeah.
to leave.
What since we're going to talk about eco a bit, what have you ran your classes like eco style? Like, would you fail the test, you think?
No, the tech bro guy ran his lesson today as pure eco,
Uh-huh.
essentially.
And passed?
He didn't and the examiner liked it.
Okay. Well, interesting.
I can explain what he did also, because I also did a constraint game.
So wait, so who are the students? Like, the students are the rest of the class, basically, the rest of the people taking the test?
I had to act depending on what age groups we were.
Oh, they're
mimicking,
like, Kristian, you're a 5-year-old autistic kid, like kind of thing, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing break falls poorly, and the person who was leading the class came and helped me.
Okay.
I definitely went up to him and I was like, I can't tell my belt.
Anthony, you're a 10-year-old that doesn't want to be here, that'd rather be at home playing video games.
Yeah.
Action.
Oh man, I have so many stories about kids. Like, I could totally role play as one.
For me, they told me they're like, still try and make it kind of kid focused, but since we know you mostly do adult novice, we'll say that your cohort is teenagers.
Okay.
I will say we had a code brown, if you know what I mean, and I had to like deep clean the mats. So yeah.
Code brown. I like it.
I do have some interesting things I wrote down from the course I would think might be interesting for y'all to hear.
Okay.
All right.
But before we go into that, like, can you tell us how you ran that practice for the test, and also the what do you call it, IT guy? I call him a tech bro, but yeah, that guy.
If he listens to this, because I mentioned y'all in the podcast I recorded most recently. I'm sorry.
Now you're sorry.
Outing him.
Yeah. So for me, it was like their little sheet here. It was like class identification, U16, lesson goals. There was like goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, key indicator 1, 2, 3 for each goal, a lesson segment, introduction activities, warm up general. So I was like, all right, like run in a circle, high knees, butt kickers, sprints, stretch. There's a thing here for safety points. So I was like, any injuries, if late, like people do burpees to warm themselves before joining. Like, if don't warm up, don't stretch before you warm up. Then it would go into warm up activities, bracket specific. So it was like, okay, Ukemi rolls, like safety things was like, has this group done this before? Because I was kind of unsure what the education level of these teens were, if they were brand new or they had some judo. But it was like, it took about like 15 minutes because they're like, they know some judo, like they're not complete beginners. I didn't need to go into heavy Ukemi. Lesson 1 was Kochigari. An interesting one that the examiner wanted was, because I want to do Kochigari moving forward, static. But
so wait, sorry, they assigned you Kochigari, or you decided to cover Kochigari? Okay.
Yeah. So it was like pick some techniques for these goals. And the examiner was like, I would really like you folks to do it not static. So I was like, okay, normally I teach Kochigari moving forward static. But I just, in the end, I was like, I showed a lot of things static in terms of the shape. I showed the whole throw moving forward. And then Uke's foot was forward, and it was easy for me to go like right on right Kochi. But first thing was like a T-step, just doing T-step, no grips, like making the T shape. Then like emphasizing that you want to make contact with your chest to off balance, chest bump. Then it was like, okay, let's attention to how do we grip the foot? It was like how I would cup the foot with my hand. That's how you want to do it with your foot. and then all together with the hands, like turn the shoulders, pull the sleeve, pull the hikite, push the surite, push the lapel, and that's how we make the throw all together. So that was lesson 1. Lesson 2, we went to newaza, and I did. It was double koichi, the dummy sweep. So if I'm Tori, say that Anthony just threw me koichi gari and I landed my butt. He scored a yuko, but I'm looking at him. I'm gonna do the double koichi. My 2 hooks come in. I push him over by using my little crab claws because I'm teaching teens. Crab claws and shins. He goes over. Like
That's
this is
Shido now, though. But
oh, sorry.
that's Shido now with the new rules. But I think for
On the butt. Oh,
pushing them on the legs, touching the legs, and while you're on the ground.
well, I'm in newaza. He's in tachiwaza.
Tachiwaza. Yeah, you can't touch the legs to do a dummy sweep anymore. You'd have to do it off of sleeve grips.
He does have sleeve grips.
No, he said push them
Maybe.
over dummy sweep.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
Are you
Ryan.
saying, okay,
Yeah.
now I'm all confused now. I thought you were putting your feet inside here to push out and using the sleeves to push them down. We're using your hands or your feet?
If we were gripped, I would say that you would probably let go of your grips and crowd claw their shins.
Okay,
That's what he's saying.
you're
Yeah,
right.
that's
illegal now.
That's what
Anthony,
Ryan
you are
Vargas
right.
like to do.
Okay.
So,
Anthony's right again.
yeah, he's right.
Damn it.
But that's what I showed.
Okay.
So yeah, explaining the situation, how that old situation used to come around. Although to be honest, the like Anthony says, the rules are inconsistent. You see this still happen, and nothing happens for calling this rule. It's really inconsistent. Yeah, emphasizing the distance and the shape. Like you can't do the double koichi if you're too far or you're too close. Like how it's different from regular koichi that you use it like a hook, your instep, versus like cupping, like we emphasized before. Crab claws for safety, don't push their knee beyond their natural range, just go in the shin. Lesson 3 was pre-practice, so I was like, okay, let's do a specific randori, like one person up, one person down. Like person down is seated guard, no grips. Person up is standing in front of them, kind of square. If the person standing can pass the guard osakomi, go for 5 seconds, you go, you win. Switch up down. If the person on the bottom gets the person down and can hold them for osakomi, then they win. That was the specific game. Then it would go to. We didn't actually do the real randori, like because we had to examine a bunch of people. But I was the first one, so we actually did most of my lesson.
Okay.
So we actually played the constraint game. Then it would be like, okay, then we would transition to free randori, newaza. Then we would do free randori, tachiwaza. And then they wanted a cooldown, so I did a little cooldown, and we ended the class. So that was my lesson plan.
Nice.
Okay. I didn't know you were going first, but I thought you were talking about the tech guy because you apologized to him first. So
that was mine. His I can also explain for like the specific games you play.
Well, with your thing, so do they grade you like on a percentage, a point, or an ABC method? How do they grade you?
This was like once we like bowed off, like it was like, okay, we did our final randoris. Let's line up, let's bow off. What did y'all think? What did the group think of this lesson plan? What was the community had feedback for me? So it was kind of interesting, some of the feedback I got from them. But I was not being graded on this. The feedback was like they didn't like stretching after the warm up, which
what kind static stretching?
It was like after we had like finished our sprint, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Wrist twists.
You use sprints for warm-ups?
Huh?
You use sprints for warm-ups?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said
that. I that's by definition not a warm-up though.
He said he had to run in a circle, but that's something else, and do sprints. Okay. How long sprints did you do? Like a couple of tatamis, or
sprints are
it was like two mat. Like if I've been to your dojo, so if you start one side, sprint down the mat once, do it twice. Okay, now let's stretch.
I don't think sprints are good for warm-ups because it's pretty high stress, especially when it comes to when you have to come to stop at the end. Unless you have a huge dojo where you can slow down. Because for me, I have bad knees, and when I do sprints, it's really hard on my knees. Like seriously, I'm not even kidding. But okay.
I think it's okay, Christian.
No, I can see why they said that, because you're heated up and then now you're doing stretches and cooling down again. So I can see why they gave you that feedback. Yeah.
The other thing I got was, which I agree with them. I just did it this way because they had 3 lesson segments. They were like, "Oh, you should have done Newaza Randori after the Newaza section," and I do normally do that.
Why? Well, I don't agree with them. So
I don't know, because if I showed the technique, then I guess like it's more fresh in the mind to use than like after I've shown another thing.
I actually got into this yesterday with someone about it. Spaced repetition. That's all I'll say. Like if you do it back to back, then yeah, the performance will by the end of class will be there. Like you'll have a better result, but long term retention is not as high. So variability is good. That's what I think. But anyway, sure, I can see why they think that.
Yeah. And yeah, that was about it. The examiner thought my specific training was interesting.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I don't like it when they say interesting. I don't trust when someone says, "Oh, that's interesting."
She liked it. She thought it was
okay.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. She liked that it was kind of similar to Kochigari. And like at the end of practice, like we bowed off. I was like, okay, all we did today was everything focusing on the inside position. It was like next week we're gonna do stuff on the outside, like Kosotogari or something from guard or something that focuses on the outside.
Is she gonna listen to this episode? You didn't tell her about us.
I told everybody in the room about it, like very briefly, because I don't want to be that guy.
No, about Tatami Talk.
Yeah.
Like oh God. Okay.
Yeah, Anthony, edit this part out now.
Hold on. Let me fix my hoodie and my hair.
Get dressed up real quick.
No, because how much of this? I didn't want to put you on the spot, but I'll ask anyway. So you don't have to answer since if they listen to it. How much of it is would you run your class that way exactly like that, or how much of it was
similar.
How much of it was because they gave you a rubric like that and you're like, I need to teach to that rubric, so that's why it's structured like this?
I think I would like. I was unsure of the skill of the room. Like that's not really shown here.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, right?
So like the amount of detail on the of like, I don't know. Do you need to do T-stepping, chest bumping, and cupping for the advanced class? You don't need to do that. You should probably focus on other things. I did mention like in there like, oh, you can do this technique double sleeve. Like if you're a little bit more advanced, like think about this also to be like a more realistic situation of where you have multiple levels. You can probably give some nuggets. Besides the main thing, which is like the middle of the room.
Got it.
But like I mentioned before, I would have probably done the Newaza Randori after the Newaza technique. I just did it this way because of this rubric.
Yeah. This is really interesting, which is why it's taking. We weren't originally going to talk about this in our plan, but I'm going to be long holiday special, I guess. But
I'm ready for the holiday trivia.
There's no trivia this year. I didn't have time. Yeah,
this lazy bum right here, going to Texas and all this stuff, and going
Maybe
to
I'll ask Anthony some trivia.
Yeah. The reason, if you have questions prepared, sure, I'm down for that. Just don't use AI. Like, don't use.
What choke is this?
What choke?
What's the name?
Gyaku Jujijime. Nami. Yeah. Kata. Yeah. You can't trick me. Like,
what leg grab is this?
I literally know, other than the really weird variations like Ganseki Otoshi and stuff like that, I actually like know almost everything. So you can't trick me with those questions. Anyway, so I think based off of your description, I would have, if I taught my class the way I would run it, like the way I run it now, I would have failed. So I would have taught it exactly how you taught it, and just to pass the test.
So you're saying you would lie to them?
Basically, I mean, that's how I have to get a lot. I mean, I have to get a law certification for work, and that's usually how it happens. You tell them what they want to hear, and then even though you know it's completely wrong, not in this case. I'm not saying Judo Canad is wrong. It's actually pretty good, but I will say it's a little outdated. So, which just happens. Yeah.
The the guy who did the eco, I can share what he did.
So are you saying you didn't do eco? Is that what you would say?
I did one constraint game.
Okay.
One constrained game.
Oh no! I mean, you're doing the dreaded hybrid approach.
For him, he didn't show any technique.
For me, that just not showing anything doesn't make it eco. That's all I'll say. Okay, go ahead.
And for me, were people confused as shit when he did that?
Well, no, don't reveal it yet. Don't reveal it. Let's go through what he did first. Yeah.
So his was, I think, for U10, like 6 to 10-year-olds was for his. So it was the same, like warm up. Trying to think if there was anything really in particular there. He had some interesting, like, kind of drill stuff. I think I had also ones, but it was like back break fall, shoulder roll, but don't go to your butt, go instead flat, and then hike up.
Say that again. Sorry.
If I back break fall, stop myself, shoulder roll, but instead of going like, you shoulder roll, you usually go to your feet or to your butt.
Yeah.
Like to do another shoulder roll.
Yeah.
Instead, you would like be like a worm and like go flat, like a plank. Like Sistema guys would be like,
yeah. Okay, yeah. I see it.
Yeah.
Why
were people confused with that?
No.
Why was he having them do that?
So he did that, and then you would come up into a turtle, and then you would go Keskatami sit right, Keskatami sit left.
So it's like do it again. It's a flow movement warm up drill.
Kind of. It was like Ukemi. Like for mine, I was like back break fall, stop yourself, shrimp, and then once you've in your shrimp spot, like kind of turn to turtle, come back to turtle, do it again, shrimp on the other side. So
this is a solo drill?
It's like do it down the mat, like you do like back break falls down the mat.
Okay. Yeah,
so his were similar, like the kind of standard warm up stuff. Just the lesson segments were all the game. So the first game was me, like Anthony and I are gripped up. He has to pull me into his end zone, which was like a mat or two behind him, and I had to do the same. I had an end zone behind me, and that was our game. And then it was like, okay.
So it's like what you have kids do, like pull to one side of the mat.
Yeah. So that's all we were allowed. That's all we were supposed to do. That's all he told us to do. And then he was like, okay, now if you feel like the time is right and you can foot sweep and get them down.
Yeah.
You win.
That's what Cal Jones does, and also what I do in my class. Yeah.
So he did that. Then I think we switched up a little bit. The end zone became closer and was only on one side. I don't know if he's just doing the Cal Jones thing.
Yeah, that's what Cal Jones did on Bren's video. So
he just stole someone's.
You just stole maybe.
Because me and
did he call it the volcano?
Yes. So
then that's what he
stole it from Cal Jones. Yeah. Because I didn't
red-handed.
What?
This guy. So yeah, he did those. It was fine.
Yeah,
but the examiner thought it was cool. So
because me and Cal I know we independently came to the same conclusion, and me and other people I've talked to, this is why games can't be plug and play. Because if you understand judo or grappling and you understand eco, you would kind of like come to the same conclusion, right? To something similar, and without copying each other. But then if you can call it volcano, then I guess I didn't think about calling it that. I just
like, okay, kids, throw them into the volcano.
Yeah, I just call it the tug of war game. That's what I call it. So, but
it's like I mentioned on that other podcast I was on. I think Sumo is a great game. We probably talked about that when we talked about that last.
Um, so that's all you did, 2 games, and that was it.
Uh,
It seems like it's where's the rubric? Like,
we did like the pulling end zones, then we did volcano, and like he would stop us every once in a while to give us another like thing that we could do. It's like, okay, instead of like rotating into the volcano or foot sweeping, you can like do a hip throw or an arm throw.
but then this is assuming people know how to fall and know what a hip throw and arm throw is.
Yes.
Man,
Do 5-year-olds know what hip throws and arm throws are?
yeah. So it seems like it's very different from what you're describing, which is like, oh, I don't know how to break fall. You're role playing as that, right? So you're posting your arms, and he's having people play those games like that.
They had us like, I don't know, me and my partner, we were actually fighting each other as like full experienced people that we were, full black belts that we were. It was like we were just mostly kind of mimicking children in that like their attention spans or things like that, or like doing ukemi improperly and like waiting for one of the coach or the assistant coach to correct us.
Yeah, because if someone keeps sticking their arm out, I'm not going to have them play the tug of war game or volcano game.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part from in my view. So, but okay, was that it?
Yeah, for his. I mean, he did. Yeah, I think he also did a cooldown.
There's no Newaza that he did.
Yeah, he didn't do any Nawaza. That was a
So-
critique that one of the participants had.
Yeah, because he can't copy it. So
Oh
just
man,
kidding.
Anthony, stop talking shit already. You know this tech, bro.
I'm sorry,
Bro.
I just woke up from a nap before I recorded this. I'm just cranky.
But I was thinking before, Kristian. So now, like, were people confused or like, what the hell are we doing? What is this? Or they're like, okay, this is cool.
We were a little confused. Like we had just done quite a few of these, so I was maybe not the most attentive at times. I was like, wait, do we both go? Is there one Tori? Or I just asked my partner, and he seemed on top of it more than I was. So I was like, wait, what's the constraints again? Tell me again.
and he passed.
This is all like exercises, in addition to like the kind of lecture material that we got, and the examiner liked it. So
Because you had to fill in that whole sheet you showed, and you had to be like, okay, the focus is inside trips or Koshigari. What would his focus be?
Pushing.
I bet I'm missing some part of it. Like I think he did make some things about Ogoshi. Now that I'm trying to think back, but there was a lot that day. That was, to me, it was kind of interesting to get a constraint game that somebody knew that, I don't know, from a kind of very rural place. It's not what I expected.
Have you seen Cal Jones's 2 videos that are available? Yeah, it's basically what you described. So
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be curious if he what?
I don't need to watch him then. I already did.
He did them. He went to class. He learned it already. But this kind of does go to the thing of where people, if they're in a rural place, you know, they don't have a sensei they can go to or ask questions or another dojo just to talk or something. Like they don't got a sensei Felipe or like anywhere out here. We have tons of coaches. You have to go online to figure out like, well, what's going to work for me? What can I do? How can I make myself better or teach better as a better instructor? So they went online, figured out the ecosystem. They like what Cal Jones is doing, and they're just copying it. You know.
Well, I'm curious if he teaches. If you're listening to this, leave a comment. But
yeah,
I'm curious if you do this. I sounded like I was shitting you. I'm not. I'm just really curious because it's really easy running something that's like that without having to worry about breakfall, and also when the class full of people that know how to throw. Like, but running it with a bunch of beginners is a different story, or a bunch of kids. So I think I'm more interested in what kind of problems he had to run into, which is why I think because I'm like trying to help out some people in learning how to teach, and I tell them you don't have to do what I do, but you need a plan and you need a feedback loop, and also I want to know your process. Like when I see something and I'm just like, I'm not gonna even if I don't like it, I'm just gonna be like, okay, why are you having them do this? Right? I'm just not gonna be like, that doesn't work, right? Because maybe they're like, oh, that person, I noticed that kid can't do this thing, so I simplified it, so that's why it looks like this. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, so you're trying to do this, so why don't you try doing this instead? Instead of just assuming something, right? So I think the thought process behind why they do certain things is really important, but um I don't think the grading criteria that you proposed can address that, because it's very subjective. You can't like be like, oh, it's this matches what we do, or matches what the requirements are. So um hopefully that makes sense. But okay, that was really interesting. Let's not talk. I can talk forever, but I don't want to go into an eco episode. Maybe that's all the eco we'll talk about.
I've got my couple anecdotes
Mhm.
from the class.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, why not?
The kind of interesting ones I got were like when we talked about judo as a whole, like Canada specific. They had some statistics from 2020. So pre-pandemic.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
go
kind of
ahead.
old now, but
I was gonna say 2020, and were you guys doing judo in 2020?
Well, I took this DA thing then, so
Yeah.
but it was like there's Judo Canada has 220 or sorry 222,000 registered participants. So participants who've registered under Judo Canada. Uh, they said in 2020 they had 400 clubs, 400 registered Judo Canada clubs, and that their statistics showed that there was about 5,000 new Judo Canada participants annually.
hmm
And the statistics of the population they had said that about 50% of the population was under 12,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
65%
That's
of the
actually pretty low.
population, 65% of the population was under 16.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, the other interesting thing that we got that I had heard was like I'm sure this is pretty standard, but they had their long-term athlete model
Yeah, I looked
from
at
like
it. Yep.
U8, yeah, U8 all the way
Mhm.
to like they kind of U8, U12, U14, U16, and so on.
Yeah.
Um, but it was like learn to train phase, train to train phase, train to compete, train to win, and they all had like different focuses. There's like a whole
Yeah.
document that I'm sure, just like Anthony, you can find if you're
Yeah.
curious. But
That's
I just
yeah.
thought it was
No.
kind of interesting that they talked about that.
Yeah, it's actually really good for um a national governing body. I read through it, and I think in one of the episodes, I'm just like, USA Judo, I don't know why you did that AJDM crap. Like, there's a perfectly fine model for you to copy right here.
Yeah.
Like, um, but and especially since they supposedly have that partnership with Judo Canada, but they're not copying it. So, um, yeah, that's very interesting. Is there anything else you want to talk about from that?
I heard that the examiner mentioned that there's a specific coach here on the island, on Vancouver Island, that has like really good post competition debrief.
Hmm.
In not that like, okay, little Johnny actually like really messed up by not hitting the coachy in this like one
Yeah.
thing. It was more like very positive. It was like, uh, tell me three things. Like if you go up to like this 10-year-old, be like, tell me these three things. Like tell me how you had fun. Tell me what you would do differently, and tell me like what do you remember from your matches. And apparently, it goes over quite well, and like really inspires the group. So
So, I
like
mean,
taking time
okay.
with the like in class time, being like, okay, the post competition debrief. I thought that was kind of interesting.
No, that's nice because that's the whole thing of where
Mhm.
like how I was learned to teach. It's like with little kids, you got to encourage them, So you'll be like, you did this well, you did that well, but let's work on this. You can't just be like, you suck, you're terrible. Why are you on the mat? Stop wasting my time. You get that in high school enough, okay? That's when you get older. But when you're younger, you got to be nice to little Johnny.
I think that's one of the things that can't be transferred to the judo in the USA just because of our lack of competitors.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like what you heard in Texas.
yeah, like what I heard in Texas. Because you can't, especially for adults, it's like we have some people that started in their late 20s or 30s, and they're fighting someone that started since they were 5. So it's like you the fact that they put up a fight is very impressive, I think. So, and not just getting bombed in like 5 seconds. So,
we also covered a little bit of probably what gets covered in the next coaching level. So there's NCCP 3.
Yeah. So
which is
what's
like
the difference?
That one is like competitive coaching. So like taking an athlete from like young development, like probably through this long-term athlete development model, and like getting them ready to be sent to the National Training Center in Quebec.
Oh yeah, that'll never happen here.
Yeah, we don't send people to Quebec, Anthony.
We keep them.
Live in
we
America.
keep them in our own dojo. You know, like
yeah.
and don't want them to train anywhere else.
In that, they just like mentioned like you could work with your athlete and like when mate gets called, that you're listening for the coach and like you have like cues. And like there's certain age levels where this even like comes up. Like, can they even hear the coach's voice, or can they retain any information from it? Like, what's the time is probably like a good, you're down whatever, you're up whatever, or like that if you're older, probably you can actually get advice on like what's being done to you or what you're doing well, the kind of like cornering aspect. So
that's cool. What's the requirements for that?
DA, or sorry, DI.
So you don't need Sandan or something like that?
No.
Or you don't have to have been a competitor yourself, national
or team? DA, I think you can probably be a green belt, a Sankyu, to get the DA certification. Okay. DI, you need to be, we have one NIKU, a blue belt. And the IT guy is a EQ, so he's a brown belt, and then there's a bunch of black belts. I don't know what ranks they are. I only know me.
All right.
So
interesting.
Unsure for level 3. I have really kind of no intention of getting level 3. So.
I know. That's why they advertise it to you. They're like, here, give us more money.
You want to spend more money?
Yeah.
Well, you don't think you have a national competitor one day that you want to bloom into or help just get further in judo at all?
I'll be like, well, there's a very competitive club about 30 minutes away. They can take you to they have the provincial coach, and he can take you to the National Training Center.
Okay. See, that's another thing in America that won't happen. I'm not going to tell my student to go somewhere else.
No. In my club, I'm like, oh, you want to talk to me about Seiyonagi? If it's not like the Travis Stevens Koga Seiyonagi, I'm not the person to talk to. You should go talk to somebody else in the club. We talk to Tony. Not you, Anthony. My Tony.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't call him.
I don't know if you do.
Like
I don't know if you do drop.
They're online. Here's that. I don't call him that.
I teach it, but I don't really do it. I'm too tall, so I taught standing, and then some people landed it in winter nationals. Like the number one fix I did for them was basically grab the lapel and not the sleeve. Go on YouTube, look at the Seiyonagi highlights, and count the amount of times people grab the sleeve for a Seiyonagi. That's almost like never. There's some outliers, but
is that Erie Seiyonagi?
Yeah, Eddie Seiyonagi. Yeah,
I'm getting all the Canadian lingo, like Erie. Like someone said, Seiyonagi.
Yeah, this is my this is my understanding of it. Is Eddie Seiyonagi is Ippon Seiyonagi with the Eri grip, right, with the lapel grip, and then there's Kata Eddie Seiyonagi, which is like Morote but with the cross lapel grip. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's sense. Kata Eddie, and people like use them interchangeably. So, but that's my understanding from looking at Japanese content. There's not written in the book. Well, actually, there are some books that refer to it, but
I'm gonna nerd out really hard here. But I've also thought about using the sumo terms of like uwate versus shitate for like overhook or underhook kind of things. Yeah,
but that doesn't really happen in judo, huh? Often.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's good to have it in his pocket though, in case he ever wants to use it. You know.
I don't think I mentioned it, but my only critique from, like, since you're saying eco is not on theirs but yours, was it was over constraining, and that's like a very common thing. I do it too, by the way. I over constrain, self-admittedly, because of reasons. I'm not going to go into it, but I think for especially if you have a whole room full of black belts that are, like you said, throwing, there's no reason to over constrain. Like that's my critique if I were to examine you. But yeah, I over constraining and trying to
It's for
force
teenagers, Anthony.
yeah, trying to force a technique out is not ideal, basically. So that's because you said, oh, we're going to focus on Kochigari. You're trying to force that to come out, which is over constraining. But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, Juan, do you have anything else before we go into the next part?
No, let's go to the next part. That's the very interesting.
Yeah, so the year-end thing that we do, it's not always a quiz, right? It's like we talk about how our year went. I'm sure people already know how my year went. It went terrible. So, and what we plan to do next year. I'm just gonna go first because I've already been complaining about it every episode. But I've been injured and family stuff. So when I mention family stuff, is both my parents are having some health issues. So I haven't really been able to train. I injured my knee early in the year and been trying to get away with surgery. That didn't work. So now I have to get surgery. Then I have shingles. So I basically just trained 2 months out of the year. Like I'm at the dojo teaching or super helping, assisting, but I actually doing randori, I've only probably trained 2 months this whole year. So I'm not even going to set goals next year. It's just to basically fix my health problems, like get the surgery done. I'm also planning to go to the Kodokan for the summer course.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal. I don't know how that would coincide with my knee surgery, whether I could go with a knee problem or go while I'm still recovering from knee surgery. The timing is kind of weird because it's right smack in the middle of the year. But yeah, that's mine. So, what about you, Kristian?
How'd your year go? We talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
And what's your plans for next year? Get your wife into Sambo, throw her across the room. Totally understand, bro.
She already does when I started the Sambo thing, she joined. And she helps out with the sumo people mostly now. She got into that. We both watch every basho that comes out.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
definitely going to continue to watch all the bashos. Year went well. I started a new job this year, so kind of getting used to that. I was still able to do my Sambo. And it was kind of nice that my summer was a little bit freer in this like new job schedule. This coming year, now that I kind of know how it works, I've done it for almost an entire year now of just like, moving the Sambo to the Judo place. Hopefully I can start to develop people a little bit further than before instead of having to do like all right, intro to Sambo again and again and again for the last 4 years in the term system. Will be a little bit nicer to get a little group to be a little bit more advanced. I think that hopefully Judo people will do both. That's the goal. So we can teach them.
You don't like that?
Old Judo and like get them some more Sambo specific things. And since I'm a Newaza guy, a little bit better Newaza. So
you don't like having beginners over and over and over again? Like seriously, like I'm serious.
If they had stuck around, then I would. Like if I could see them graduate, and I have seen a few graduate. Like the one that got the 2 silver medals. He's gonna fight at Sankyu in February. I think he's gonna get his Sankyu in February. So I've seen someone go from not nothing because he came in with some other experience, but to develop mostly through me and my coaches. So that's rewarding. But also Anthony, you're gonna hate me, but my commute, my 25-minute drive, I'd be happy not to have that because the judo club I can walk to in 20 minutes. These are all the Canadian things of living in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Dude, it's cold, Anthony. Okay, Anthony, it is cold outside. Yeah. It is snowing. It is 3 feet to 4 feet of snow. All right. I know you get the hour and a half drive. He always posts it on Instagram. No, always posts on the gram all the time.
Yeah.
Look at my commute today, guys. An hour and a half on the freeway.
You know what temperature?
In the beautiful California weather.
Today?
The high was -5 Celsius, probably.
No, the high was 10 degrees Celsius, 50.
10. 15? It's a balmy 15 out today.
Yeah,
Are you not in shorts and a sweater?
Degrees Fahrenheit.
That's not that bad.
No, we live in the best place in Canada for that.
Oh,
I don't want to even look at what's going on, in the rest of the Canada where it's actually cold.
mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, San Diego's 56 right now, so
Yeah.
we're not that different.
So you're saying I because I think that's like a dream come true to teach in a university program where you always have. For me, it's like a lot of constant data to use, like because you're always someone fresh, right? And then you get to see how they progress. And in a sense, that's kind of what Japanese high schools
Hmm.
deal with. Like high school programs, they have them for 3 years, and then they got to churn something out, right? So I think that's just really interesting.
Also, I don't make, because it's a once a week class.
Mhm.
I don't make people
Oh.
get gis. So we also teach like
No gi.
no gi sambo, no kurka.
All right, that's a little different, but okay. All right.
Yeah.
What about your goals for next year? How
I'd like to compete in the Pacific International
Mhm.
tournament.
the one in Seattle?
No, it's the one in Vancouver.
Oh,
It's
there is one. Okay.
that one's also a carded tournament. So I don't know if US. Well, you were talking a little bit about that. I don't know if you have a similar carding system
Mhm.
for the national team.
No.
We have
Can you
points.
explain carding?
So carding is like certain tournaments, certain like national level tournaments, not nationals, but like provincial level tournaments. If I join Team BC, I can get money towards my stipend if I go to a carding level tournament
Yeah, that doesn't happen here.
and do well.
It's
So
it's supposed to happen, but it doesn't
this
happen.
happens also in wrestling. I remember going to when I competed at the SFU Open for freestyle. It was a carded tournament also, so
Mhm.
we had quite high level wrestlers there because they needed to do well to get money
Mhm.
for it.
Here they give prize monies for first, second, third place, and then if you want to get funding, you got to compete internationally, not locally. They changed it because the competition level is so low at the local level.
Our our nationals, I think, is also closed. You would need to have medaled, I think, at one of these provincial level tournaments to go to nationals.
Mm.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's old school.
So I
I
would
think it's
need
old
to.
school, but that's how wrestling is. Like how I grew up in wrestling. That's how it was. You had to win your way to get to nationals.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
How that is not good for money making, but makes sense to do.
But yeah, just compete in that. Compete in the spring, or sorry, it's the winter. Compete in the winter. Compete in the fall next year for judo. If I can do the Sambo thing in Canada, that'd be cool. Do the beach wrestling thing again would be cool. Compete in sumo again would be cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
And just living the grappling life, man.
live in the grappling life.
Just get it all done. Why not?
Okay. What about you, Juan?
Oh man. Oh.
It's been kind of a big year for you.
Well, it's in judo, I guess it has been because I got my fourth dan in the beginning of the year. Started training again to start competing. I was supposed to go to Golden State Open this year, but I got concussion. Like it was funny. I was doing all this stuff to be protective to not get hurt right before Golden State, and then I got a concussion right before Golden State. But I did go to Winter Nationals this year. Competed. I'm pretty happy with my performance. I took third place. As always, I only lose to guys that are international players. So, but I did well for the most part, in my opinion. I'm happy with my performance, made weight again. So I've got back to 90 kilos. And, I'm just, career wise, my year wasn't the best, even though I think I had my two best parts this year in two TV shows.
Mhm.
But my overall career this year did not do great.
Can you talk about that?
I think I could talk about one maybe. No, they haven't both come out yet. So when they come out, maybe.
Can you kind of describe why they're the best then?
Well, it's just because they're more like, usually when I get featured or get single line and stuff, it's very small things. I play cops all the time. It's always like, yes, ma'am, this way with me. I'll take him. It's usually small stuff. But I actually had I had a very small part that was a under 5 and one that was like an actually meaty under 5 contract where actually got close ups on me. So I can't remember the name of the show.
What does under 5 contract mean?
Oh man, you're gonna explain it. So one of the things that we do in SAG is that if you have speaking parts that are under 5 lines, it's kind of like a base rate of like you only under 5 lines, you get this contract. It's on a starter contract almost, where you get residuals and all that from. Okay. So it can be just like 1 line, 1 word, whatever it is for under 5. But like a media under 5 is like you actually get like 5 good lines that actually do something in the scene, you know?
So you're going to get residuals, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I'll get residuals from these jobs.
Okay. So hopefully the show blows up and you can retire also, and live at the dojo.
No, I don't think.
You see Kristian celebrating with his.
Well, here's the thing. Also, sometimes when you do these jobs, this is why I don't talk about when I speak on shows until they come out, is because I can have lines in the show. I think like, oh yeah, I got a big part in the show. I'm going to be in this, and then I watch the show and like, oh.
They cut it out.
They cut my part out. Oh, I was supposed to be right there. That's my back. That's me walking off with the bad guy right there. Oh, okay.
So they cut you out, and do you still get paid then? The residuals?
I get paid for that day's work. I don't get residuals or nothing from it.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Showbiz.
So yeah, like I said, this year wasn't great total year for acting, but I had really 2 good parts, and hopefully they come out and I can like post it for people to see and stuff. But next year, so I think I'm going to go to Japan, and you know about this already. I'm going to go to Japan for 2 weeks at the beginning of the next year. I'm going to do the kind of similar schedule that I did last time. I want to go to Kodokan again, but I want to go like on a better day. I think I'm going to go on a Thursday this year. I'm going to go to Omigawa's gym again. Last time I went, he really wanted me. He told me to please come to one of his gi classes instead of his no gi class. So I want to go to his I'm going to go to his gi class, maybe his no gi again. I might go to Snake Pit Japan again. Might go there if I have time. And Yushin Okami's opened up his own gym finally, because he was working at, I think it was like X something gym or something, X MMA gym, but he's actually going to open up his own dojo now. So Thunder Dojo. So my plan is to go there at least. I want to go there hopefully it's open when I'm out there at least one time. That's my hope.
Is Omigawa's gym called Omigawa Judo or
no? It's called Neo Judo.
Okay, because I have someone following me and from Japan called Omigawa Judo, and it's like a small community center. High school dojo. I was just like, is this the same? Like, so
that's not the same. Omigawa's. It's I would say maybe it's almost half the size of our dojo. I would say. But yeah, it's not that far off the train and stuff. So I want to go to his actual judo club. And I was thinking maybe if I look at any more places and stuff. But yeah, that's going to be, I'm going to be 14 days to Japan, try to get as much training that I can this time that I didn't get last time.
Okay.
But that would be like my only really judo I do this year other than just teaching and training the dojo because it's been such a not great acting year for me working. Sadly, I'm going to lose my insurance through SAG this year. So so it's either I pay for insurance out of pocket or I just go a year without insurance. You don't know about this in Canada. You don't got to deal with this problem, Kristian. All right. But because yeah, you're up north. So with things being, I've looked over before. Looked up how much it's going to cost for insurance. I was like, it's just too expensive. So I'm just have to. I won't compete next year. Probably just be coaching and just working my own stuff. You know. But that is what it is. Just do some catch wrestling, do some judo, trying to get hurt.
Yeah.
Or else I'm doing an emergency trip to Japan.
Your legs falling off and you're like,
I can't give me a flight to Japan.
I forgot to say, I can visit y'all. I think I'm going to visit y'all in February. So that's a goal of mine.
Great. Love to have you, man.
It's
been it's been a while since
a couple years. Yeah. I forget what the last time I was down to San Diego for Christmas. It was too much. I think whatever family stuff was going on to come up. So I think I had my wife with me. So
you and Johnny have both been saying you're going to visit and then not visiting. So I just kind of mix you guys up together.
This is the last time we were there on the same day, I think, right?
Yeah, Johnny, last time you guys were both there.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny's off traveling the world and shit. That guy's going everywhere.
Yeah, he's doing that that Shintaro Gunji trip to Japan thing. Hopefully he's having fun, but that's what he's doing right now. So
I met in my Brazilian jiu-jitsu club. Oh yeah, I got my purple belt.
Yeah, congrats. I forgot about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I met a filmmaker who came through our door one day. It was Riley Stearns. He
You're
wrote
talking to the wrong guy. I don't know who.
he wrote
one is.
The Art of Self-Defense movie.
Oh yeah,
He wrote and
I
directed
heard
that
him.
one.
I heard him interview. I heard his interview in some podcast, and I didn't know that he was in LA. Like he was in Henzo, Hollywood.
Yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu black belt.
Yeah.
But really good guy. He rolled me up, so that was cool.
He came to Vancouver.
Yeah, he's.
Oh.
I don't know if I can say what show he's filming.
Oh yeah, don't.
I think he's been posting on his Instagram, so I'll say it. He's filming the Vince Staples show. So
I found out yesterday who Sydney Sweeney is. So
Oh my god!
That's how much I don't know this stuff.
That's cool. Like for us as Hollywood North, we get some people come through the door like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good film. I would recommend.
Art of Self-Defense.
It's fun.
I watched it. I didn't like it. Sorry.
It gets mixed reviews from martial artists. I'm kind of on the fence about it because it makes us. There's good and bad stuff in there, you know.
I think he was featured on the Sambo Steve's podcast because he has that Stuntman podcast.
Yeah.
I only watch movies on planes, and I just remember watching it and be like, I just didn't. Let's just say I didn't like it. So but I don't like a lot of movies, so it's not like it's just not for me. Same thing with video games. Like a lot of new video games, I don't really like.
Because now we're just going on a tangent now, just talking about movies and video games.
Yeah, we're just old men yelling at cloud now.
Dave Roman's fun section in the after party.
Yeah, so because we want to go on to the next thing, right? So Kristian messaged me months ago, I think. Was it a month ago? And was like, hey, I mentioned you on this BJJ podcast. It's going to come out soon. And then I was just like, okay, cool. And when it finally came out, he messaged me. I listened to it. And not that I didn't like the podcast. It's just the first like 3/4 of the podcast was like talking about no gi jujitsu, which is like the furthest interest from what I'm interested in. And they use all these terms that I just have no idea what they're talking about. I just know I recognize turtle and front headlock. That was about it.
He doesn't like jargon now. So suspicious.
Yeah, but it's the jiu-jitsu.
He's an old man, you know. He only uses judo jargon. It's only gi stuff.
Look, if they use the consistent universal terms, then I would bother to learn it, right? But every it's almost like
I'm really curious what I said.
Every few months is like something new, you know? Like all of a sudden there's like the Choi bar, there's a K guard, there's a there's an A guard, K guard. There's like all these guards now come and they're all half guards, you know? So I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna focus or pay attention to learn this stuff that I don't really have interest in if you're gonna add something every few months or change what it's called, right? So that's why I have no interest in it. But yeah, so you mentioned us like 3/4 way in, and I was like, okay. But one thing that you guys talked about was mainly two things you talked about was Tani Otoshi and Ukemi, right? And I want to revisit. I've actually been talking about revisiting those topics because
you should.
Let's start with Tani Otoshi because I just got the recap, YouTube recap, for the year. If you guys don't know what recap is, like older people, like Spotify started this, right, I think, 2 years ago, where they tell you like, oh, what's your most viewed podcast? What's the most listened to music or whatever. And for the YouTube, it tells you, for our YouTube, it tells us which episode did the best, which video did the best, how many more subscribers you had this year. By the way, our Spotify, not our YouTube, our Spotify stats, our audio section grew by like 441%.
Woohoo!
Like, so
that's how I listen to y'all.
Yeah,
not through Spotify.
So thank you for the support. But
thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, so for the YouTube, the video that did the best this year was Tani Otoshi, and I think it's coinciding with how I see it on. I lurk in a BJJ sub, and I see a lot of people talk about it more and more late this year. And also, I've been getting a lot more comments on it. And JFlow, yeah, there's JFlow. Kristian said JFlow. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about it, and I see it on Facebook groups. Like, there's some coach in a coaching group that said we should ban it in all our dojos. And then there's like a discourse, right? So, without going too deep into it, there's a couple of things I want to say. One is that in the discussions, people are linking to not my video. Like, I think I've only seen my video linked twice, but people kept linking to this one video, which I will not name because I don't want to start drama. They kept linking this one video, which was the example I used of a bad way of teaching it. So
if you want to start drama, look up for his bad example and link it to Anthony.
I used two or three bad examples there. I talked about how instead of calling them out, I just blocked the face and like blurred stuff and zoomed in and stuff like that, so it's not obvious who it is. But I also don't want to be like, hey, don't listen to this really famous guy because he's doing it wrong. But and I'm still getting comments every day. Like, I just got a comment the other day on the video saying my coach I did Rondori with did this to me, and now I tore my knee. So it's still happening. And another point is the main thing is people are like, well, it's safe if you teach it properly, right? Well, if the thing is, from what I'm seeing, people can't agree on what is the proper way of doing it, what is the correct way. Everyone thinks their way is correct, right? Yeah. And then, so if you don't know which one's the correct way, and none of the ways look like the Kodokan way, by the way. So, who's actually correct? It's kind of like religion, you know what I mean? Like, everyone thinks their religion's correct, and everyone's like, you're not going to know until you die, basically. So, I think it's safer to just not do it for us beginners aren't allowed, but we allow it in the advanced class. So, yeah, just think about that. If everyone thinks their way is correct, then which one is actually correct? Not just one, just one way. But when let me correct, I'm probably gonna cut that out. It's not one. There's not only one correct way, but there's a way of doing it where it's not like we're safe. Like, for example, we talk about not blocking the leg, right? Yeah. Then we also have comments like, "Oh, we've done it." I actually stalked this guy a little bit. But there was a guy saying, I've done this way for years and I've never hurt anyone with it, right? And then I look at his dojo and it's like
they're all wearing casts, knee braces,
no, it's all
crutches.
No, there's like four adults and they practice like twice a week. So it's like, oh wow, what a huge amount of data set, you know, like that you're going by. You train with those 4 people twice a week for 10 years and you never hurt anyone. So I think you need to really be careful on listening to stuff like this. I've seen so many knees get hurt that way, and to me, it's like a stupidly simple way of avoiding injury. And also, we all know this, right? We tell people, let's use bending the knees as an example, right? We tell people to bend the knees, we tell people to turn more, but they don't, right? So, assuming you're teaching it properly. Let's say you're teaching it properly. There's only one correct way of doing it, or 10 correct ways of doing it, and you're teaching it properly. And then someone still doesn't do it properly and breaks the knee. We see this all the time. And then now the sense is like, well, this is what you get for not doing what I taught. And then they just kind of brush it away, you know? But the injury has already occurred at that point. So that's my issues with some of the counter arguments that are happening, because people are teaching techniques properly, but people aren't doing them properly anyway. Like, this goes for many other things, like drops in, age, and all that stuff. So the risk is just too high, and it's really not worth it for recreational judokas. So,
all right. So, Kristian, what do you think about it?
Yeah, because you mentioned Tani Otoshi on that podcast.
Since you've listened to it, I'm curious what you thought about my comments.
Because if I remember correctly, to summarize what you said, you were basically saying if you teach it properly, then it's fine.
Yeah.
So that was my counter argument.
Well, I think like if you if you don't do it like
Mhm.
the way that some people just show of like having the angle really shallow,
Mhm.
like when you put your leg out and your thigh goes down to the ground and it's like perpendicular, it's parallel to your heels, like if you're standing square.
Mhm.
I think if it's really close, that angle is really like it parallel or really shallow. I think that risk for injury is really high.
Hmm.
Or like pushing the ankle out because that means that um the angle is shallow. I think that the risk of injury is high because if your uke decides to push their leg back,
Yeah.
then you're sitting into the side of their
Yeah.
leg, regardless of what you are deciding to do.
Yep.
Versus if you do it more like, I forget which kata is the one where you just pull them straight backwards. If you do the move more like that and you sit
Uki Otoshi.
ukiyotoshi, no,
Yokoguruma?
like one of the I don't know, like
Oh,
something like that.
Yokoshi.
Like
okay.
just like grab their shoulders, pull them
Yeah.
pull them
Okay. Yeah. Now
backwards.
you're talking about now. Yeah.
If you did it more like that, where you had your grips and you just sat kind of like a Yoko Toshi, like with
Mhm.
your leg not pointed towards your uke, pointed out, and you just kind of drag them back. I think that's
Mhm.
way safer because if your uke decides to put their near leg backwards,
Yeah,
like go into a lunge, a
you're
backwards lunge.
sorry to interrupt, but you're basically describing what I explained in the video. But the problem is, I'm saying you can teach it that way, but people are still not going to do it that way. And we see this. I see this all the time. Like not just our dojo because I train elsewhere. I see people. They're like, "Don't do it like this," and then they do it anyway, and then
Then I
someone
think
gets hurt.
they're just they were doing it. I don't know if they're intentionally being malicious, but they're
They
not
don't have
being
in Randori. They
yeah,
don't
they're
have
not having
control
control.
because it's fight or flight. Like I, you see this like when you have beginners or in like when I say beginners, I'm not talking about day one. Like even like 6 months in, you have them do randori. Ask them what throws they tried in the last 30 seconds. They're not going to remember
Hmm.
because they're like so. I'm not talking about everyone, but vast majority of them are so focused on. I need to throw. I got a counter. I can't get thrown. There's so much stuff going on in their head. They're not gonna realize what they're doing. Does that make sense? And my problem with coaches that say like, "Oh, you just need to do it properly," is like they can't empathize with how it feels like to be a beginner again.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? Especially those that started as a kid, they probably don't even remember when they did randori. It's just so when they did it randori back then, it's probably so natural to them that it's like, oh, we just trained, and it was fine. But for beginners, adults starting, it's like a really jarring experience to jump into randori as a beginner. Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess.
I don't
What do you
know.
want him to say, Anthony? Okay. Do you
No,
want to say
I
I'm
just
sorry? What do you want him to say, Anthony?
no. So let me ask you this: do you guys teach and train it right now to beginners and intermediate people?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Day one, they learn it.
how many knee injuries have you seen? No, none.
From Tani,
Yeah, from Tani Otoshi
I haven't seen one in a while.
in a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's a good teacher. That's why.
Do people do it though, or do
People
you
definitely do
explain?
it.
Because for me,
I have actually a problem in the judo dojo I go to. They don't go by the judo canon rules. They allow like orange belts, like the
yeah,
below Sankyu to do sacrifice things. I don't think that should be allowed.
yeah. So it's probably partially because of those rules enforced by the NGB, the Judo Canada, that's causing that lack of injury, right? You think? If you're not allowed to do it in competition, people aren't going to train that way.
But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen knee injuries from Tani Toshi in a little while. So
Okay. In your dojo.
in my dojo,
Okay. What about in the competition?
uh, I work a lot of weekends, so I haven't been out to
Okay.
competition. But I know it. Like we all know that Tani Toshi is the knee killer throw, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happening.
Yeah. I see it happen very often. not in our dojo anymore because I started teaching it to the beginners about the dangers. And I think when I taught it to them, the dangers, they know how to bail. Like for the person that's defending, they know how to bail out of it, and like to not step back, as we talked about, right, and not to shift the hip angle. And for the person doing it, like there's a minority of people that are still doing it the dangerous and wrong way, and the reason that they do it, I know for a fact, is because they're ignoring what I'm saying and listening to that said YouTube video I talked about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but luckily we haven't had injuries since then. One of the dojos I visited had a visiting sensei from when I visited, he just so happened to be teaching Tani Otoshi that way, and it was like exactly like what I said, the dangerous way that this YouTube video was doing. And then within that 1 month, they had to call an ambulance 3 times.
She.
Let me just put that out there. And this is a small dojo, right?
At this point, would you rather them be doing Uranage?
Yes.
Well, I was like, why Tani Otoshi? Like, it's just and also like if they know what they're doing, they're just going to counter. The way that you're doing it is so bad that in the advanced levels, they're just going to Ochigata you, right? Yeah. And you're assuming that the throw fails in the first place anyway, because they're just going to throw you. But there's other options. You can do Kosoto, you can do Uranage, you can lift them up and then foot sweep them and with some sort of blend of Ukuri Ashibarai and Ushiro Goshi, right? Yeah. So there's so many other options that are, in my mind, more beautiful than a shitty Tani. So it's just the I have to win kind of mentality is the root of all cause of it. And I think the whole, Tani Otoshi is safe, blah, blah, blah thing is just a self-defense mechanism for justifying their I have to win kind of ego. So
that's this consideration is a big one that I have because in no-gi jujitsu and jujitsu, it's been pretty popular to quad pod, to like go back to your feet to defend back takes or things like that.
Yeah.
And I
don't know what quad pod is. Sorry.
It's like if you're in turtle, like going on your hands and your feet, like getting high.
like a wrestling position. Okay.
More like wrestling position instead of like a high turtle, like arms straight out turtle. You would now come up to your feet also. Just like you probably have somebody on your back.
Yeah.
Or if they have a body lock on you, like especially a rear body lock. I'm playing around with this, but I'm honestly like concerned for my knees because I'm like, if someone has a rear body lock and I go to stand up and I break the hand,
I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
Someone's gonna try and Tani Otoshi me, and I don't want that to happen. So
why would they try to Tani Otoshi if you're in quad position? There's no way to get it from there.
And because it's really popular in
how is it popular right now? I don't even see how you get it from there.
Why do you think I've seen it happen? Because it's posted on social media. I see it happen all the time.
Yeah,
and I saw a lot of legs break that way. So that's one thing I'm thankful for about getting recommended a lot of BJJ videos on Instagram is that I get to use a lot of injury examples for showing this is what happens if you do this. Like
at least in folk style wrestling, you can't have a rear body lock from standing, so you're more able to like turn and face them and not get rear body lock Tani Otoshi.
Okay, so enough about Tani Otoshi. The other
thing he wants to question you about.
Yeah, the other thing you said was like you think slapping the mat is useless, and I wanted to bring that up also because that's been gaining momentum. And last episode we talked about how I literally saw something on Instagram where this guy's trying to sell a book or instructional or something.
I saw that
about how to post your arm straight without breaking it. I'm just like, this guy's full of shit, but I'm sure because it was like crazy. One of those things that's like, comment.
Is that the video that you sent me that I was like, yeah, that's how I just cut my shoulder?
No, that's the MMA. I'll talk about that. So the fight you were talking about.
Yeah.
We talked about the UFC fight where the guy broke his elbow.
Yeah.
I went back and watched it again. He broke his elbow. It was not his shoulder. Maybe
Yeah, like we both said that. We're like, it had to be his elbow. Like,
yeah, that escape was taught by this MMA guy on Instagram. I had one of my BJJ friends send that to me and ask me what I thought about it. And this is like 2 years ago. That clip was from like 2 years ago. And I said, that is absolutely stupid. I said that you're going to break your arm doing that. And he's like, oh no, but this guy says it's great. And he's like famous. He trains a lot of MMA fighters in UFC. And I was just like, well, I think in a judo context is like stupid, right? And this is exactly what happens. And then in that MMA thread on Reddit for that guy's arm flopping around, someone linked that exact clip from 2 years ago. It's like, this is how you fall properly. I'm like, no, that is not how you fall properly. He was trying to do what that guy showed and broke his arm. I don't know why I went off on that tangent. But so the guy was selling an instructional to how to push your arm. And I thought at first it was satire, but apparently it's not. And I was like, who the hell would like believe this shit? And then, you know, those Instagram posts that's like, oh, comment this word to get something in your DMs to whatever, right? To get a free PDF version of this thing. There were people commenting on it. So I know some people actually like believe what,
Well, the whole thing, people see something on Instagram or see something on Twitter or see something on TikTok and just believe it wholeheartedly. Oh yeah. I see that all the time.
So that's besides the point of I know you're not advocating for that. You're not advocating for posting.
Yes, he is. I see his face. Look at him. Look at his eyes.
But I'm saying there's been an increased amount of people saying that slapping the mat is useless. And one of the reasons is because we don't see professionals do it. Like at the IJF level, they don't slap the mat. And I think we need to talk about that. But I don't want to just keep droning on myself. So why do you think slapping the mat is useless? I'll just ask you that.
I don't think it's completely useless.
Stop trying to change your story now.
Because I already told Kristian what I thought through DMs, but yeah, go ahead.
I think if you had asked me before you sent me all that information, I would be like, yeah, this is like what I said was like, yeah, it's not the main thing. Mm-hmm. Slapping the mat in my mind is not the main thing. So I do think like in low impact things, like you don't need to slap the mat. I remember visiting in Austin, like a Gracie Baja, and we were doing some takedown thing, and it was so low impact. It was like the lowest impact double, and I didn't slap the mat. And my partner who was a white belt. He was like, remember to slap the mat. And I was like, okay.
Okay, sir.
Little does he know I'm black belt.
Of course.
Yeah. So not that I don't think that it's totally useless. I just don't think it's the main thing. Yeah. So, I would agree with what, like after reading what you sent, I think that it does do those things, and it is like a useful thing to teach, and there's a reason why we do it. And I teach it currently. Like I got a brand new crop of.
You knew exactly what I was going to ask next. Like, do you teach it?
I do teach it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let them bully you into this, okay, bro? Don't let them bully you into this. I'm here. I got your back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Brown stick together, all right, brother?
Yeah.
So before I summarize what I told Kristian, Juan, do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, here's my thoughts on it. I can get where some people that just watch IGF judo, just watch high level judo stuff, I get where they can come from being like, well, I don't see Abe slapping the mat when he does this. I don't see Ono slapping the mat. You know, I don't see Teddy Reiner slapping the mat. They don't get thrown, but I'm just using their names because they're famous. But
Teddy got thrown.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, when you're at that level and you see that, they're fighting not to get thrown. They're fighting to get to their side, their belly, not to their back. So they're not taking good falls to their back. And yeah, there is a point to when you do become green, maybe blue belt, definitely brown or black, where you can just take throws. All right. You've been thrown so many times, you got that body armor already where you can take most throws, no problem. But even me, like when I go to catch and I take some like little throw from them or a Murotogari or something, double leg from them, I'll still slap the mat every time I roll off somebody. Even just an easy roll, I'll still slap the mat. The worst thing is when you take a big fast throw sometimes and you go to slap the mat and you don't turn your hand around and you end up like backhanding the mat instead. Give a little pimp slap to the mat right there. You're like, oh shit, that hurt. But yeah, see, I understand. You should slap the mat because it dissipates the energy. I really do think that it dissipates the energy and it gives you good reinforcement. But there is a point when you get to a certain high level where, yeah, you don't slap all the time. You just take it. Like in wrestling, growing up. When you
I was
wrestle
going to
growing
ask
up,
you about the next.
you don't get taught back at the mat. All you get taught is like you take it on your back, you don't breathe in, and you tuck your chin. All right. That's all you get taught. Now get double leg 50 times as first class. All right. And that's all you do. Just get that body armor, just getting used to being thrown. And you told me that thing about like Wolf's Law, where it's shown that judo players have more dense bones because of us taking all those throws all the time. So yeah, once you get to a high level, yeah, I can understand that. But don't be telling beginners that. Don't be telling beginners you don't need to slap the mat because they're not used to that yet. They need the dissipation of energy. They need that slap. Okay. And like when I teach people how to do forward ukemi to pop up, I always talk about slapping the mat pops you up. In my experience, the way I teach it,
I'd agree.
If you slap that mat, that's what pops you up. You don't have to do a little ninja leg or combat roll to get up. Your legs are spread out like a baseball player, like throwing a pitch or a football. You slap that mat, you pop up. And it's just getting that base built into you already so that when you do get older, you do get higher rank, and you do take those big throws from people, it's automatic at practice, I'm being thrown, big throw, slap the mat, take it. I'm cool. But at a judo tournament, yeah, you're fighting. I'm trying to get on my side. I'm trying to get my belly. I ain't thinking about dissipating the energy. But I'm going to feel it later. But my body armor for now, then be like, oh, I'm good. I can go another 2 more rounds. But the next day, oh my God, I feel all of 40. I feel so 40 right now. God, I feel 40.
So before I go on, Kristian said this and you mentioned it. Kristian just said it. Do they teach slapping mats for wrestling? The answer is no.
Yeah. Well, I grew up from elementary school, middle school, high school. I never saw any instructor ever teach about slapping the mats at all.
Since you both did wrestling, can you describe what a wrestling practice is like the structure? Like, in judo we have ukemi, warm-ups, uchikomi, nagekomi, randori. So what is a wrestling practice like?
A lot of wrestling.
A lot of wrestling.
Shit ton of wrestling.
Yeah, but do you drill throws over and
all
over again?
randori. Okay, so this is for me. I'm gonna go like high school. Okay, high school. You get there, you do a warm up. You run around the mat. You do push ups. You do sit ups and stuff. You do a little bit of body movement type things. Then the coach will be like, okay, you guys are warmed up. Then you just start doing double legs to each other. Double legs. 50 double legs to each other. 50 single legs to each other. Now do that to taking the back. Now do that taking the back, turning them over. Kind of like what I drill now, I guess. That's where I got it from, probably. Like that. And then it's almost, I know my coach, you know how at our dojo, we do the randori thing, or newaza randori, where you're in 2 minutes, out 1 minute.
Yeah.
We would do that in groups of 3s. We do a lot of that, but it's all going from takedown into newaza.
Yeah.
All right. So the throws, the double legs, or whatever you're going to do, into taking a person down to get them to their back.
Okay.
And the entire time you're fighting during that time not to go to your back in wrestling. But there's no thing where you like, okay, we're going to do back ukemis for a while. We're going to do forward ukemis. Our forward ukemis in wrestling were just somersaults.
Yeah.
All right. Somersaults, rolling forward, rolling backwards. Like I said, you just get told, tuck your chin, take it on your back, and don't post your arms out.
Yeah.
And at the end, you do a lot of just randori.
The reason I asked this is because the part of what I told Kristian is, first of all, let's rewind a bit. And if you have not seen my Substack or whatever, Beehive now, like tatamitalk.com, I have a series on ukemi. Like, I use the ecological approach to teach ukemi, not to teach throws. I gotta clarify. And the first part was I explained how a fall works, right? And why slapping the mat actually works. And it doesn't exactly dissipate the force. Like some people explain dissipating the force. It doesn't really do that as far as I know. But it actually slows down your body. It does slow down your body. And as we know, when in my beginner's class, I'm like, would you rather hit, if you're driving a car and you have to run to the wall, do you prefer to run to the wall at 30 miles an hour or 5 miles an hour? You probably 5 miles an hour, right? So in this case, you probably want to hit the floor at a slower pace. So you want to do whatever you can to slow down your speed that your body's falling, or the mass, right? Or the amount of time it takes for you to get into contact. You want to increase it. So that's what slapping the mat does. I'm not going to go into the detail because I already have a series out there. But in wrestling, number one, they don't have a gi, right? So a lot of these throws will happen from a point where you can't. It's really hard to post the arm out. You have to. You're not going to see a lapel side.
Oh no!
Nage, where you can cartwheel out of the throw, right?
If you do a good double leg to people, somebody's gonna post their arm out, not to fall.
I haven't gotten to the double leg yet. Okay. So there's a lot of judo throws where the like morote, sode, those are really hard to happen in wrestling. And the other part is like the most of the throws that we see in wrestling and also no-gi jiu-jitsu are single leg, double legs, suplex. Like I think for those throws, telling people not to reach is good enough. And even if they post, as long as they don't fully extend their arm, it's fine. Because it's really hard to add your own body weight into a suplex compared to a forward throw. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do I need to elaborate that? It's hard for me to land.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. It's hard
if I was to do a uranage, a suplex. It's really hard for me to add my whole body weight backwards versus doing a forward landing on top of you kind of throw, right? So that in itself makes it already different. And also same thing with double leg and single legs. They're going like kind of at a backward direction and not like directly on top, like also Togari. Does that make sense? So I think that in itself already changes how hard the falls are and the risk. And a lot of the current eco proponents are no-gi people, and they're looking at this and saying like, oh, we don't need a slap or whatever because of this. You still don't need, but by the way, you still don't need a slap, as you said, at the high level, because the reason why I tell people we need a slap is because in traditional judo training, if you go to a judo dojo, there's going to be nagekomi. It's like, what do we do? Like 100 falls a night, maybe, or more, right? Like fast paced, like drill the other person on the ground, and there's not going to be a crash pad for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't slap the mat, take those. Just if your dojo does these drills, do 1 week of not slapping the mat, take a break, and then do another week of slapping the mat. Tell me if your body feels a difference. You're gonna feel a difference. Like definitely, you're gonna feel it. If you're just doing mostly randori like the Japanese are, then yeah, I can tell that not every throw is going to be a hard fall. Not every throw is going to have the weight driven on you. There's less volumes of throws happening at a short time scale. So not slapping the mat is okay at that point. So I still think that's the reason why we slap the mat. It's to have your body be able to take this high volumes of judo specific throws. So there's two things. And also, if you tell people beginners not to slap the mat and they try judo, they're not, and you do these nagekomi drills, they're going to be like, "Oh, judo's too hard.
Yeah.
Like my body can't take it." We hear this already, right?
Judo hurts already. Why are you going to make it worse for somebody?
That's what all the jujitsu people in my jujitsu club talk to me about judo. They're like, "Oh, it's too hard."
Yeah.
The reason why also another thing that slapping does, by the way, I told Kristian this already, is it stops over rotation. In competition, you want to over rotate because you don't want to land on your back. You want to land on your front, right?
Mm-hmm. And
yeah, right. You want over rotation. So, but if you're doing recreational judo, you don't want over rotation, because I had a beginner come to my class that was a jiu-jitsu guy that bought into this like don't slap the mat thing, and he just will not slap the mat when I tell him to. And we were doing nagekomi drills like Ippon Nage, and he over rotated and landed straight on his shoulder. And then he never came back. So was it avoidable? Yeah, if he slapped the mat, it was avoidable. Right?
I think that's a good point.
Yeah. That's why I think that I'm not saying they're wrong. totally wrong because it's just that you need to really put in the fine print there. Like instead of just saying, look at the competitors, they don't slap the mat, so you shouldn't do it.
I think the for the over or under rotation correction in the air, I think it could also be like you can kind of judge where you are in the air if you are close enough to kind of make contact and like correct yourself in that way.
Yeah. So, but then
if the angle is not a direction that's like terrible for your shoulder,
tell a beginner to do that, right? The other thing that slapping does, I'm basically reciting the whole Ukemi series, but the other thing that the slapping does is when you stick your arm out, it decreases or increases the angular velocity. So, you know how figure skaters, when they tuck their limbs in, they spin faster, and then when they stick it out, they spin slower. So by sticking your limb out, it slows you down on the way down. So like force equals mass times acceleration, right? So slowing down the throw again once again. So it's not, you don't have to know this stuff. You can literally go to a judo class and experiment this stuff, and you know, like, so you know how sometimes you don't slap properly and you're like, oh shit, that throw hurt like crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, really. So,
well, that would be an interesting experience to do with somebody that, when you feel that do believe that slapping a mat is pointless, take them to a judo class or just bring them over to the dojo or something and just throw them 100 times. Not 100 times, but give them like, do a drill with them, you know, do that 6-time man throw or like 3-man drill where you just throw each other
turn
like 6
throws,
times.
not little like kochi throws.
Big harais, uchimatas, do that to them and see how they feel afterwards. Be like, yeah, how's your body feel? Are you used to this? I hate judo. It's so hard.
Yeah, but
the mats are so goddamn hard.
I do agree with them that the whole traditional rolling to the back, slapping the floor thing, I agree that's kind of useless. But I think just like straight up dismissing slapping the mat as something that's completely useless or has no purpose is not a good idea. But yes, if you're competing or you're training for competition during randori, you should not slap the mat unless you don't care about competing. But then
that is something that we do have to teach people later, because I think Philippe said this one time to one of our guys where they got thrown beautifully at a tournament. It's like, yeah, that was a beautiful throw because you're still thinking as a white belt there. I can't remember what he said exactly, but it's because the person didn't fight getting out of the throw at the tournament. They just took the basic, oh, it's a good throw, so they turned and slapped the mat.
Yeah.
Where there's a change, or if you're going to become a competitor.
He said that to me too, because I just didn't want, I did that at a tournament and I just didn't want to take the risk.
Yeah.
I just don't want to take the risk.
That's
like,
what
I know exactly what I'm like, okay, I'm not going to scramble out of this is what I thought.
Yeah. But there comes a point where it's like, yeah, you have to then change your mindset where it's like, okay, it's a tournament. I'm not going to slap the mat. I'm going to fight these throws. I'm going to try to get to my belly. So don't get the, I know you hate to say anything, but I still going to say it. The muscle memory of slapping the mat and turning when you hit the mat all the time, you know? So like I said, I get this, but I think people that say this don't understand where it's coming from exactly.
Yeah. You have to be experienced to understand the risk. And then I think as a beginner, you don't know what you're getting into. So the coach has to make the call. Like it's like telling a kid to not to smoke, right? But once you're old enough to make the decision to whether you want to drink or smoke or whatever, then you should be able to. So, but beginners can't just come in and be like, I'm not going to slap the mat. So that's my opinion. And some of these, without naming names, some of these eco proponents, you got to understand they're trying to turn out like world class athletes. It's kind of like, do it this way or it's not the right club for you, right? Mm-hmm. So you can't apply that to a recreational competitive club. It's just not the same.
So Kristian, after all this discussion, teach slapping the mat, okay?
No, you gotta go back on that podcast now and
we're coming to Canada for you, brother. All right.
You gotta go back on that podcast. Give me the heat. Because now he's gonna the guy's gonna break his arm and then blame you.
Blame you about
I've been waiting for Anthony to come up to Canada.
It's too cold, his joints can't take it.
I do want to, but the surgery thing. So all right, that's all I have. Do you guys have anything else to add? I feel like I just like complained again for the whole episode, but Yeah.
I like it. I'm here for it. I've been waiting for this this for a while.
All right, Kristian. It was great having you on the show, man. I hope you pass your test. I hope you get all this stuff done so you become a full instructor. Let us know how you do. When you get a certificate, send me a photo of it. I'll post it on the Instagram. Okay, I post it. Hollywood Judo's friend. You are Hollywood Judo's friend. Tatami Talk's friend passes his what's the thing called? A BCD level L.
Mhm.
What? What's it called?
And NCCP level 2,
Yeah.
BCD, NDD, ABC, 123.
NDA level 1.
NDA. It was funny. I should remember NDA because I have to sign a lot of those for my job all the time.
Well, I guess there's no use in asking, but do you have any opinion on the rules or the Yukos or stuff like that in general?
I think overall, I think similar to you. Like I think the overall, like if Yukos are the way they are, but Wazari was held to a higher standard, I think it'd be fine.
Wait, you want Yukos to stay the way they are now?
Because then they're like Coco, right?
I think what they have now is in Tokyo Grand Slam is even worse than Coca. It's even lower.
Anthony,
than
they were
Coca.
not worse than Coca's.
They 100% were. If you didn't watch it, you can't say that. If
Like,
you watch
what you
the
guys-
one, sorry, go ahead.
What you guys talked about with the with Fume Abe in the last episode, I agree. Like I saw those highlights. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was unique to that tournament. Like the ones before, the Yukos were kind of Cocas, but now it's like basically any throw where you successfully land on your belly, it's a Yuko. like so if a guy Kochigatis you and then and he loses control and you flop onto your belly, it's a Yuko. That's basically how they called it in Winter Nationals and Tokyo Grand Slam and Dallas Open and President's Cup. So
And this tournament and that tournament and this tournament right here too and this tournament over here as well.
yeah, so but I think if Yuko's was what it was, I'm just gonna straight up say 2017, before 2017, like the Yuko's Wazari Ippon, that standard, it'll be fine. That's totally fine. But then you won't see as many Ippons. So, which is funny because the throw that the Korean threw Hifumi Abe was a Ippon even by old school standards.
That was not Ippon.
Yeah.
That was not
totally
Ippon.
That was
I
totally
was talking about.
Yeah.
No. I don't see nothing.
Right. Do you
No,
have any
Ippon.
predictions for the rule changes? We'll ask you that since we're probably not going to come back for the
Leg
episode when we do
grabs.
that.
I don't know.
No,
I mean,
don't
let's
say
mention
that. I swear to God, I'll come to Canada for that one.
Give me the Heat. We're gonna get Kuchiki Dayoshi back
Kuchiki
and take and Sukui Nage.
You think that? So basically, you're saying they're going to do the Kodokan, all Japan rules.
To be honest, I don't think so. That's what I want.
That's not a prediction.
The wish list is
That's a Christmas
Anthony.
list right there. That's a Santa right there, right? Being about to put someone
For the big man in the red suit, bring me some leg grabs.
I'm going to be honest. I already canceled my subscription once, but then because of the podcast and stuff, I renewed it. But
It's a business expense.
yeah, basically. Well, not that we're making any money. I should write it off. I should form an LLC and write it off. But if they don't fix the Yukos and they keep calling it like this, I'm just going to cancel. I'm not going to renew it.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, watch out, IGF. If you don't fix it, Anthony's going to cancel.
Me and Dr. Sanage were like yelling.
And I'm taking Dr. Sanage with me too while I'm at it.
We were yelling at the screen like, what the fuck is going on? And yeah, let's just leave it at that. So yeah, it was frustrating. I didn't mention in the last episode, but my wife was out of town for Winter Nationals, and so I went at 7 a.m., coached until like 2. I was going to come back home, walk my dog, and then go back. But because the refereeing was so bad, I just like, it's not worth paying another $30 for parking and driving 40 minutes there. So that's how I feel about the rules. So anyway, that's it. It was like a long episode, 2 hours, but happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
So from all of us at the Tatami Talk to all of you out there, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Feliz Navidad. Happy holidays. Remember, you can always like, subscribe. You can follow me, the Jerry_Juan on Instagram. You follow Anthony Throws on Instagram. You can follow, tell everybody your Instagram.
You can follow me at Death Crab for Cutie. Crab with a K.
Crab with a K. Remember that. All right.
I'll put it.
Follow the Tatami Talk on Instagram. You can always send us things that you want us to talk about, things that you want us to go over at tatamitalk@gmail.com. Follow Anthony at the Beehive at the
TatamiTalk.com. Yeah.
tatamitalk.com. All right.
The first part of the new Eco series is going to come out maybe before this episode comes out, actually. So,
all right. So, Kristian, send us out.
don't forget to
Slap the mat.
really actually slap the mat. Like, seriously. don't post. Yeah.
Exactly.